Hackers are dangerous people targeting sensitive information like your bank information and passwords. They also break into the safest places like the CIA and NASA, but how do they get away with these crimes for so long? From a hacker who inspired a whole Hollywood movie to another who pulled off one of the largest credit card thefts in history, these are the top 10 most infamous hackers in the world. Kevin Mitnick is considered the poster child of computer hacking. As a teenager, he was desperate to outsmart the system. He made his first bold move in 1981 by stealing computer manuals from Pacific Bell. This daring act marked the beginning of more hacking escapades. The following year, he did the unthinkable. This man hacked into the North American Defense Command, NORAD. This audacious feat inspired the 1983 movie War Games, turning him into a legend among hackers. You probably thought he would stop. Fast forward to 1989. When he targeted Digital Equipment Corporation, one of the top computer companies at the time. He infiltrated their network, copied their software, and made headlines globally. Kevin Mitnick was eventually arrested and convicted for his crimes. After being released on probation, his hunger for hacking didn't fade. He hacked Pacific Bell's voicemail systems to prove that they couldn't hide much from him. But then, he was different from many hackers because he didn't use the data for personal gain. He only wanted to prove that he could hack into any system. Gary McKinnon masterminded the largest military computer hack of all time. He got his first computer at 14, an Atari 400, and was inspired by the movie War Games. He believed that the US government was hiding some secrets about UFOs and wanted to uncover this secret. By the time he was 17 and had left school, he was ready to dive into the dark world of hacking. Between 2001 and 2002, Gary hacked into 97 US military and NASA computers, searching for proof of extraterrestrial life. Within 24 hours, he deleted critical files and crashed a network of 2,000 computers. This hacking cost the government about $700,000. After months of hacking into computers, McKinnon claimed to have found images of strange, cigar-shaped spacecraft stored in NASA's Building 8. He also stumbled on a list of non-terrestrial officers sparking rumors of a secret space force. While at it, he tried to download evidence, but NASA cut him off and tracked him down. The truth about his discoveries remains a mystery, but this man is convinced about what he believes in. In 2001, 20-year-old Adrian Lamo hacked into Yahoo and altered a Reuters article. He added a fake quote attributed to former Attorney General John Ashcroft. Lamo was infamous for breaking into computer systems and then notifying both the press and his victims. In some cases, he cleaned up the mess to improve their security. Adrian Lamo went too far in 2002 when he hacked the New York Times intranet, added himself to the list of expert sources, and began snooping on high-profile public figures. Also called the homeless hacker, Lamo preferred life on the streets, carrying nothing but a backpack and never staying at a place for too long. Albert Gonzalez, nicknamed Soup Nazi, started hacking in high school where he led a group of computer nerds. Unlike average hackers, Albert became one of the best on shadowcrew.com, a notorious site for criminal activity. At just 22, he was arrested in New York for hacking. To escape jail, he made a deal with the Secret Service to help bring down dozens of Shadow Crew members. But while pretending to help the law, he continued his criminal activities. Along with a team of hackers, he pulled one of the biggest hacks in history. Albert and his team stole over 180 million payment card accounts from companies like OfficeMax, Dave & Buster, and Boston Market. His most infamous attack was on US retailer TJX in 2005. With a simple SQL injection, he and his team created backdoors into corporate networks, stealing a whopping $256 million from TJX alone. The story of Anonymous started in the wild world of 4chan, an online community launched in 2003. This community allowed users to post without revealing their identities. On 4chan, if you didn't choose a username, your post was marked as anonymous. In the early days, these nameless people organized raids and disrupted chat rooms. But as they grew, they took on bigger projects until they were labeled as cyberbullies. Anonymous made headlines with their first major act of hacktivism called Project Chanology. Led by Greg Hausch, the team unleashed a wave of cyber attacks against the Church of Scientology. It was revenge for what they saw as censorship after the church tried to take down a leaked video of Tom Cruise praising Scientology. The attacks include prank calls, crashing the church's websites, and even faxing black pages to waste their ink. This battle against Scientology didn't stop online. Anonymous supporters took to the streets wearing white and black Guy Fawkes masks, which is a symbol of the group. Anonymous has taken on new targets like the Texas Republican Party and other far-right groups, suggesting that their fight is far from over. Unlike many infamous hackers, Jensen James Ancheta wasn't interested in crashing networks or stealing credit card numbers. He was fascinated by the power of bots, those tiny software robots that could silently take over computers. This curiosity led him to create massive botnet networks of infected computers he secretly controlled. Ancheta compromised more than 400,000 computers, including US military computers. As if that's not all, he began renting out these computers to advertising companies. He made a fortune by installing bots and adware on specific systems. As expected, his actions didn't go unnoticed. Ancheta became the first hacker ever sent to prison for using botnet technology. He was slammed with a 57-month sentence and ordered to pay $16,000. In 1983, a 17-year-old boy named Kevin Poulsen pulled off something huge. He hacked into ARPANET, the Pentagon's top-secret computer network. Although the government caught him quickly, they decided not to prosecute him. Instead, they gave him a stern warning, hoping it would scare him. But no, Kevin Poulsen didn't back down. He ignored the warning and delved deeper into the world of hacking. By 1988, he breached a federal computer and uncovered files about Ferdinand Marcos, the deposed president of the Philippines. His actions caught the attention of authorities, forcing Poulsen to go underground. While he was on the run, he hacked government files, revealing secrets that should stay hidden. And in 1990, he pulled off one of the most daring stunts. He hacked into a radio station's contest and rigged it so he would be the 102nd caller and win a brand new Porsche, a dream vacation, and $20,000. This was the last straw. He was eventually arrested and banned from using a computer for 3 years. Surprisingly, he did not give up on hacking. Instead, he evolved into the White Hat Hacker. Using the nickname Comrade, Jonathan James didn't hack into random computers. He broke into some of the most secure ones in the world. At just 15, he hacked into the computers of the United States Department of Defense. James was inspired by the book Cuckoo's Egg, which tells the story of a hunt for a hacker in the 1980s. He wanted to make his mark too, and yes, he did. He accessed over 3,000 sensitive messages from government employees, along with passwords, usernames, and other crucial data. This feat made him one of the most notorious young hackers in history. James was arrested in 2000 and sentenced to 6 months of house arrest. But after he violated his probation, he served 6 months in jail, becoming the youngest person ever convicted of a cybercrime. Even after his release, he was suspected of hacking TJX, but authorities lacked evidence. Jonathan James took his life in 2008. His suicide note stated that he had no faith in the justice system. In 2011, a hacker group called LulzSec took the internet by storm with a series of attacks. The name is coined from a mix of lulz, meaning laughs, and security because these hackers compromise security for fun. At their peak, they broke into government and private networks, stealing terabytes of sensitive data. This included passwords, usernames, and private information of millions of people. One of their most notorious acts was taking down the CIA's website. They didn't only steal data, but made a show of it by posting sarcastic messages and mocking their victims. Their attack caused massive panic and raised the alarm about how easy it was to reuse passwords and exploit systems. On June 26, 2011, LulzSec claimed they were shutting down operations and would end their website. But it was all fluke. A new group emerged in 2012, and they attacked a military dating site, leaking 10,000 Twitter passwords. Marcel Lehel Lazar, also known as Guccifer, was a Romanian hacker who shocked the world with his daring cyber attacks. Born on November 23, 1971, Guccifer used a simple computer and a smartphone to hack into the private lives of influential people. He didn't use fancy tools either. just patience and a knack for guessing passwords. He made headlines in 2013 when he hacked the AOL account of Dorothy Bush Koch, the sister of former President George Washington Bush. He released family photos of the Bushes and even shared a personal painting of George Bush. He also broke into the email accounts of high-profile figures like U.S. Senator Lisa Murkowski and Colin Powell. Guccifer's attacks were so bad that he even leaked private memos from Bill Clinton's aide, Sidney Blumenthal, about the Benghazi attack. Although his IP was traced to Russia, it's unclear if he was there or hiding behind a proxy. Russian police finally captured him in January 2014 and sentenced him to 4 years in jail for stealing confidential information. There are a lot more hackers out there, but which one is your worst? Please tell us in the comments below.